Alright, this is my last one tonight, I promise. Now, let me just start by saying, do you not think that I've been here? Do you not think I've been where you've been? And thought the things you think and was hoping for the things you hope for? I lived it every single day, just like you have. You know what the difference is, though? At a certain point, you have to say enough's enough. You have to put the crayons down, and you got to start looking at reality. That's all this is. And to drive home what I'm all about for my final video to this community, because after this, I'm not talking about super stonk anymore. This was all to prove a point. My channel, I have been trying to push educational content on my channel for 6 to 8 months. And the second I post about DRS, my channel just skyrockets. And now you know why these YouTubers that aren't like me, who continuously just jump on the hype train and keep churning out the content, is because they need to. They rely on your views and your time, and it's just the nature of the business. I don't need the views, and I don't need the subs, and I don't need your time. I just need you to pay attention and realize that, again, I've been here. This DRS was the final straw for me. It's what got me out of this mess and led me to create this, a place where we can learn and grow and do things together as a real community and figure shit out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something that you don't get at Superstomp. I'm going to give you something of value. And I'm going to show you how I even go about getting this value, because that's what this should all be about. But it's not. That's a problem. And I'm sorry, but when I see shit like this on the internet claiming to be some form of education or even factual, it pisses me off, especially when it's regarding telling people what to do with their finances in an incorrect manner and then attacking the people who try to stand up for it. So again, it's just absurd. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you something of value to chew on over this long weekend. And how I'm going to do this, and for any members watching, I know there's a lot of y'all watching these series, and I swear this is the last one. To get this convenient drop-down list that I've made a lot of these. Just type / in the Discord. It works on a phone as well. These are the 2 bots I've programmed here to specifically help every member in this group get what they need. Type /data, and what it does, it creates a drop-down menu that I've created, and you have a list of data to choose from, and it's directly from the source. So, for example, the way we're going to do this, and what I'm going to be giving you in the description below, is a spreadsheet of a ton of different options metrics that you can utilize. And it's going to be based on every ticker in the market and the top of each, basically each sector. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So, the way we do it, options clearing corporations, directory of listed products. We click on that. When you click on anything in these drop-down menus, it will create a link, or if it's a command helper menu, it will create like an example of a command on how to call that command to help you remember all the commands we have, because it's a lot of information. So anyways, it creates a link. Then you just go here. What we're going to do, we're going to download the full directory of listed products from the Options Clearing Corporation. Once you download it, just open up the text file and hit Control A after you click into it. What this is going to do, it's going to highlight everything in this notepad, and then we're going to hit Control C. It's going to copy it all. Then we're going to go to Excel, and I recommend doing this on a computer. What we're going to do is we're going to paste it. Okay, now what that does is it pastes it right here, and we're only going to focus on this column here. And the way you would go about running this, so now that you've seen how to get every ticker, if you use any kind of querying system that gives you stock market data metrics, like for example Alphaquery, like where you can paste all these tickers in now and get different metrics on them, like institutional ownership and things like that, this is how you get the whole list. But some of them, and most of them, require a certain formatting, which is the roadblock that prevents a lot of people from being able to get that spreadsheet with everything in the market. So the way to get around this, I'm going to show you how to do it on Excel, is most of the time the formatting that you need to use is going to be ticker name comma, space, ticker name in most cases. So as you can tell, these don't come with commas, so that's a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight the top symbol, hit Control Shift down. It's going to highlight everything up till the bottom. It's not going to give you all this extra shit here, which will create errors. Then we're going to copy this column, and we're going to go back up here, and we're going to paste it right here. It's anywhere up here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to create a table. Okay, we're going to paste it, and we're going to create a table. So when you paste it, to make a table, you either go to Insert, Table, like that, and then you don't want to select headers. I'll show you why. But you go Insert Table, or you go Control T. Either one does the same thing. So whenever this pops up, you don't want to select headers, because if you do, it turns the first ticker name into the name of the column, which basically you don't want that, because now you're leaving out a ticker name. You want everything, right? So you want to leave the headers out of it. So Control T, no headers, just like that. Now to add the comma, first, are there any spaces or any bullshit? Of course there are. So if there's spaces like this, it adds an extra step, because now we got to remove all these spaces out from these ticker names. To do that, we just highlight it here, hit Control C, and then we go back to our column here and hit Control F, which goes to find and replace. We want to hit the replace tab, and then we want to type in, or not type in, but paste in those spaces that we highlighted, and then we want to replace it with nothing and hit replace all, and it makes replacements. So we probably have to do it again, but only with one less space than we just used, because Excel's retarded. So we're going to do just one space now, and we're going to replace it with nothing, and then it made the rest of the changes we needed. Actually, I think you could have just done one to begin with, and it would have done it all together. So just do one space, but either way, it clears all the spaces out. So now that we have no spaces in these boxes, now we can add the commas. To do that, we just click to the right of the first ticker name, go up here to this box, click in it, hit equals, and then we're going to click the first ticker name, which is basically saying we want this column here to equal this column here, and then and or ampersand, and then in quotations put a comma, because in programming, a literal term would be done in quotations. So basically this is saying we want this column to equal that column and a comma. Now we hit enter, and voila, it's magical. Now we have commas at the end of all of our tickers. So now what we can do is hit Control Shift Z again after clicking the top ticker name, goes down to the bottom, hit Control C, copies it all. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our terminal that we have here, and this is a very expensive product that we're going to be using, and we're going to create a basket. Now this basket is going to be called the stock market basket. We're just going to name it Stonks, and we're going to paste that giant list in here. Now we're going to save it, and it's going to save how many tickers do we have? 6,802 tickers total. It's going to probably take some out that aren't that don't have any options on them, because this is for options here. And then it did that, and now the remainder are left in there. So now we close this, and as you can see here, this is now our basket. It's a lot of shit. So now we save this, and once that saves, we exit out of here. And I'll show you how we get spreadsheets that you yourself are going to be able to utilize to potentially find some plays over the long weekend to study this. This is real-time data, updated end of day today, to the last second. Alright, so now what we do is go back to our terminal here, and we hit at Stonks. We call upon that basket we just created. So now what we can do is, you see all these data metrics here? Everything that I click on here is going to give me a spreadsheet option for top trades and sweeps, most active stock options, top open interest changes, top open interest positions, options bucket report, put call sentiment, options volume breakdown, unusual option volume, spreads, top movers, implied volatility movers, flex options, borrow fee, unusual put buying, unusual call buying, put call detail, top trades by Vega, top sweeps, top trades. Just to show you how passionate I am about value and providing education to people, I'm going to provide a list of all of these in the description that you can just look at. Top trades, most active stock options, top open interest changes. Look how easy this is. Look how much good for the world people could be doing, but they're not. Why? I don't know. It's possible though. Let's do, which ones we get? Close that here. Whoopsies. Where were we? Did I already get the put call detail? See, this is why I shouldn't have gotten baked before doing this. Okay, let's just in case. Download. Oh, yeah, we'll download that. Why not? I'm actually gonna do all of them because I don't want to like lose this. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. Actually, I think I am because I paid for the institutional version. I just don't know. I don't think I'm allowed to go into their specific commands, which I will not do. But this will help someone out there, which is why I'm doing it. I'll do a couple more. Let's do stuff you can actually use to trade with. Let's do top IV movers, or just implied volatility movers. That looks important. Download that, and then we'll do. Oh, why not? Let's get the calendar. Yeah, I'll give you an earnings calendar for everything. Oh, there's no download one on that one, of course. But there's a way around this. Hold on. Check this shit out. Chili's got an idea. I'll go as far as it'll let me go. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're just going to highlight all this and we'll post it into a spreadsheet that way. This shit is valuable. Okay. So now we're going to copy this. A lot of shit. Now we're going to take all this and we should be able to easily paste it in a spreadsheet. Let's make a new one. We'll call it earnings, whatever. Hopefully it, god dang it. Paste this, the destination formatting. There you go. It's not formatted really good. I mean, I could go above and beyond and format it for you. I mean, shit. I guess I'll do that. So to do this, you go to data, go to text to columns. Looks like our delimiter, which is going to be the separator, is going to be a comma. So we're going to delimit it with an other. We put a comma. Alright, there's actually a comma option. There we go. Look at that magic. Look at that fucking magic, dude. Look at that. Beautiful shit. This looks like repetitive nonsense that you don't even need on here. But I'll leave it on there. I'm not going to remove any data. But anyways, there's your earnings for you. In order from date. So, enjoy. But yeah, I'll leave all this below. Anyways, that's the difference. That's what this place with, supposedly this many people in it. Why are we only getting memes? Why? Why only this? This does not tell me anything. I want to make money. And I'm not going to make money listening to this shit. I'm going to make money looking at this shit. Looking through this data. Which, oh yeah, let me show you an actual example of the spreadsheet so you know it's not bullshit. So this is the, looks like the most unusual options for puts, I believe. So you have a lot of different stuff. You have expiry, strike, option, market side, bid, percentage, mid percentage, ask percentage, trades volume, apply volatility, spot price, bid ask, root, open interest next day. And then you have the comments. Comments tell you a bunch of important shit, like if it's an opening trade, if it's a 52-week low. This one here is a 52-week high IV, and it is a opening trade. Let's take a look at Viru, and it's on the ask side. So my assumption is that they're going to be selling calls somewhere around $15 for this ticker before I even look at it. So let's go look at Viru and see if that's a correct assumption. Oof. I think that assumption is pretty fair to say, considering we just saw this mofo run 182%, followed by a negative 18 drawback, plus 42. This mofo just got calls sold, and they're doing it. Look at where they're doing it. This is what strategy is all about. They're selling them at $15. Okay, so we look at this strike. We look at this stock. Where is it now? It's a 17.5. So if they sold that many calls on the ask, when you see calls at the ask, that's bearish. How many did they buy? Let's see. 60,000? That can't. Oh my god. So 60,000. Let's just assume they're all sold at 60,000. Bro, you know how much money and premium that is? If that shit closes out of the money worthless, bro, and I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. Let's look at the. Oh my god. And the OI is stacked at the. Oh, that's for today. Hold on. Let's go to May. What expiration was that for? Oh, that was for today. What happened today? It was a 4%. That's crazy. Was that must have been retail then? So when you see calls to the ask like that, it's gonna be two things: retail, inexperienced, because inexperienced options players buy options at the ask. They pay premiums for it, and then the market makers sell options at the ask or write options at the ask because they're getting the best possible write for the price. It's the opposite of when you want to go long on a call. You want to buy the bid, not the ask. So again, that's nuts. But again, this is just an example of how you can see things, especially if you're using Excel data visualization. Highlight the whole thing. Go to Analyze Data. Then you can actually pinpoint sore thumbs that stick out of this data set. And today was triple witching, by the way. Wasn't it? Or is that next week? Is that next week? Yeah, that's next week. That's next week, sorry. Okay, so SPY QQQ, that's obvious. Volume and ask appear highly correlated. SPY and QQQ have noticeably higher mid percentage. It gives you insight, and this is where innovation in the market's coming from. It's from this data. It's not coming from places like this. It's not. Sorry. I mean, I used to be here too. I used to be all up in this bitch. I have 74,000 karma. I've done my DD posts on Reddit like everyone else. I just, I grew up a little bit. No one else did, or no one else, it seems. But I still have faith in people out there. So anyways, I'll leave a list below. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 spreadsheets coming your way. I mean, you probably learn more in this video if you watch it the whole way than you will ever learn on here, and that's a fact. So that's nothing against anyone that may be believing in this. It's not your fault. You were trapped and lured into it. You just got to accept that and realize it. There's a mountain of evidence suggesting it that I've been trying to show you, because it's the same evidence that I watched and I looked at that brought me to realize that it's time to put these crayons away.